This is Meltdown Live, presented by MyBookie.ag. Use code NEXTROUND at MyBookie.ag for double your initial deposit. You sign on to make a deposit, they double it with code NEXTROUND at MyBookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. MyBookie.ag.
Welcome in, everybody. This is The Meltdown, and we are thrilled to have you on board as we broadcast live from the Culver studio. We're here with you live Monday through Friday, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern, still recovering from the episode that premiered yesterday. And my goodness, what a travesty opening up that eBay box was. We have not eBay, but EG here with us.
Hey, still recovering from the fumes, but I'm here.
It was disgusting.
It was awful. The smells, the visuals, the mold.
I'm willing to sell the third box to anyone who wants it, sight unseen, for $20. So, I mean, if you're interested in having a
good
piece
offer.
of Meltdown history, let me know before next week, and it's yours for $20. EG, are you interested in that offer?
No, because I will not be here next week. So I'm out the whole week.
Well, you can have it right now for $20. I'll give it to you right
No.
now. Okay, no.
I don't want that. I wouldn't put that thing in my car.
That's why we brought in our special guest, Hunter Bussey, to the program, hoping to sell this to him. Hunter, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, dude. How are you?
I'm doing well. Be doing a lot better if these eBay boxes weren't full of infectious material. Would you like to potentially make an offer on my eBay box? You don't know what's in there. It could be tons of
Oh, no, it could.
limited edition 4Ks.
Yeah, or it could be limited edition 4Ks covered in a virus.
But that's
never
better
know.
than random DVDs covered in a virus. So you
That's
got to think
fair.
of the positives there. How you doing? You just came off of a birthday. Happy belated birthday
Happy
to
belated
you.
birthday,
thank you.
Hunter.
Thank you. Yeah.
Was it a good one?
It was. It was very relaxing. Trying to recover from being a little under the weather. Other than that, we're good.
Yeah, you had to miss poker on Monday night.
I did. I came for a little bit and then was about to sit down and I said, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was the right move
It
because
was.
the alternative was he was going to just shove first hand.
Oh,
Yeah, why would you do that?
yeah.
Because it's actually, if he hits,
Then it's like, oh, you're here for a while.
yeah, he's not going to be able to get rid of those chips anytime soon. So
No.
you made the right decision.
Yeah.
But EG, how would you sum up your poker game currently?
I think it's best summed up with 5 months ago. That would have been an incredible game, but now my standards are much higher. Got on winner's tilt, and I had some great hands against you at our first table we were at. I mean, it was incredible. You tried to push me off pots. I didn't let you. You tried to bully me. Didn't let you.
There's two people you don't try to push off pots. That's you and Bo. And I will never attempt that ever again because it's very intense. Which, by the way, Bo will be joining us soon.
Yeah.
Bo is he's the sales guru up here at Disrupt Media, and he's going to be joining us in the poker club, and I'm looking very forward to that.
It was a fun night, though. I thought that, we had some, action early at our table. Like, it was intense. It was deep stack. So it kind of, I didn't leave until 11:45. And you guys,
I should have won the whole thing. I'm just going to say I had over 200K in chips sitting
yeah,
in
you
front
took
of me.
all of my chips as a retaliation.
I continued to play aggressive. What got me to that 200K, I didn't let up. And I should have let some other people take some other people out. And I was trying to take everybody out. And I ended up fourth. I should have ended up.
That's how I feel, though, too. I should have laid off a little bit, but.
Tyler, we've got the monkey. We're a little over 24 hours away from seeing the monkey. This is a movie that could easily be my favorite movie of the year after having walked out of it so far because it's been a pretty garbage year for movies.
It could easily be my favorite movie of the year, but it could also easily be one of my least favorite movies of the year.
This could run hot or cold. It's based on a Stephen King short story, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's been adapted by Osgood Perkins, who is the son of Anthony Perkins, most notably from Psycho fame, and coming off of Longlegs, which was a huge success last year, especially in the horror genre, but really just overall. It was Longlegs really came out of nowhere and brought in a lot of people who wanted to buy tickets to go see that movie. Can the monkey potentially have the same commercial success as something like Longlegs? I'm not sure. I feel like the Nicolas Cage element really helped Longlegs as well. I don't think a lot of people know about the cast of the monkey, but I'm hoping that we walk out Thursday night really energized and excited about this. But it really is sort of like, I don't know, Child's Play meets Final Destination is the feeling I'm getting. Is that fair?
Yeah, very Final Destination.
Maybe like Annabelle meets.
Yeah, definitely more Annabelle vibes from this one.
That's fair.
It's the toy that's cursed.
Right. I think that that's more fair, but
Also, I would like to point out, the reason I did not wish Hunter a belated happy birthday is because I wished him a regular happy birthday in the chat the other day.
Okay.
Nice.
So
So
there we go. He does not wish you a belated happy birthday. He is not giving that to you,
just
sir.
a regular
You
birthday.
just get a regular birthday yesterday, and
I
it's
was on
already
time.
it is expired, and you do not get repunched. So there you go. Tyler, you know a thing or two about birthdays this week, right? I mean, is that too early to start hinting around at certain people that are celebrating birthdays?
Kurt Cobain's birthday is tomorrow. So,
Okay.
good, always a good time to remember all the good he brought us in music.
Yes, this got sad. Do you guys at all know celebrities that share your birthdays? Have you guys looked that up? Celebrities that share your
No.
exact birthday?
Mm-mm.
No.
I think mine's pretty sparse.
Pretty sparse. I share a birthday with Meryl Streep.
Fitting.
Mm-hmm.
Fitting.
Yeah. Why is that fitting?
I
That
don't know.
doesn't
It
even
just
make
feels
sense.
Well,
right.
after you got taken out by the chair, I mean, that was a heck of a performance.
Now I'm curious.
That's true. I
Mine
bled for my craft.
mine is the day after Michael Jordan, so I missed greatness by this much. So
Well, I'm sorry about that,
yeah,
Hunter.
that's all right.
I just said I bled for my craft because I've hit my leg on that chair that Hunter's sitting in multiple times. He's actually, I believe, running his hand across my dried blood there on the chair. I know it's not the worst thing that's happened in this room. I promise.
I don't know a single person on my celebrity birthday list.
Mm.
Okay. Well, you'll be the one that everybody goes, I have the same birthday as EG when they look at the celebrity list.
I mean, Bryan Cranston.
Okay, Bryan
Okay.
Cranston, yeah.
Pretty
That's a
good.
pretty notable one.
Pretty good.
Not too bad.
That's great.
Wanda Sykes.
Wanda Sykes is also a good one. That's
Yeah.
a great poll.
I saw on my feed, I said Minecraft, it reminded me of Minecraft. They're making a Minecraft movie.
Ugh.
I saw on my feed an action figure that they put out of Jack Black for Minecraft, and it is an accurate looking Jack Black.
Let me pull the picture. I've
Yeah.
seen it.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, it looks absolutely ridiculous. It's like they try to go for a Minecraft look, but then they're like, "Oh no, let's just give it Jack Black's face."
I mean, it really is just Jack Black, but it's not a flattering action figure. Like, I feel like if you hear you're having a figure made after you, and then you see the final product and it's this, I feel like it's a big swing and a miss, but
Oh
it's
no,
kind of
this is a
haunted me.
different one than the one I saw. This one looks even more disturbing.
Okay, we
somehow.
want the most disturbing one for sure.
You know you can do that on Hasbro. You can like send in a picture of yourself and they'll put your head on an action figure.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh, that sounds
Yay.
like something I don't want to do.
I had a friend of mine do it. It actually turned out pretty good.
Really?
Mhm.
I've seen the custom Funko Pops and stuff that you can do, but those get pricey.
Yeah.
Why are all the highest resolution images on Threads? Who has a Threads?
Jim Dunaway.
Does he really?
That
does.
tracks. That
Mm.
tracks.
He
I
does.
don't know. Could never get into it there.
All right, hang on. I'm gonna throw up this extremely low res image of the Steve Minecraft figure.
In other words, if you thought it looked bad before, Tyler's
Oh,
Wait.
just wait.
just wait. It's gonna
There
look
it is.
a lot worse.
That is absolutely disgusting. And I think we should buy one for the Meltdown studio.
Well, I'm haunted by this thing. This thing looks horrendous to me. Looks absolutely awful. And your image quality, you weren't lying there, Tyler. It's
So they had a really high res pic of it,
Yeah.
but like I said, it was on Threads.
like who wants that in their house? And it's no offense to Jack Black, but like it's a very odd thing to have. Right? It's a very odd thing to purchase.
If I was a child, I would not want to play with this or like cuddle with it or anything like that. I would look at it and be like, what is this? This terrifies me.
Is that movie going to be garbage? The first trailer was, but the second trailer was actually pretty good.
Oh, yes, it's going to be garbage. It's going to be Jumanji in Minecraft because for some reason, studio executives think to sell a video game movie, you have to make it abundantly clear that you're in a video game world. And these are real people getting transported. That makes it wacky and cool.
To be honest, it's just it's quite terrifying, and it makes me want to get rid of my beard altogether when I look at it because we have a very similar. That me and this figure have a very similar beard, and I don't like that at all.
Do you yearn for the mines?
I do not urine in the mines or whatever you said. No, I'm just kidding. Just tried to make that worse. Okay, hey, we have a very tough task today because Tyler's been given the homework of coming up with the 5 best ever Batman actors associated with the role. and it typically causes some level of debate and disgust. Before we get into that, I want to create something here in the studio that also has had a lot of debate and disgust happening around it and the news cycle surrounding it on the interweb, and that is the Justin Baldoni Blake Lively case. And it continues like every time we think it's maybe going to just
Oh,
proceed to court, something else happens. This
yeah.
past weekend,
Yep.
it got amped up with a public appearance.
Yep.
And then today it got amped up with even more litigation.
Yep.
EG, what's the latest here in this?
So it all kind of ties into our oh.
I went to go stretch my arm and I knocked my drink over.
I think we missed
Wow.
that.
I didn't know EG was hosting the show today.
th- I'm gonna refrain.
I have a box cutter here. We
Yeah.
can both take turns.
Want to?
After I hear his Batman list, I may have to like have this thing taken away
Yeah.
from me. Hunter, take the box cutter. Thank you.
Anyways,
Hunter, I'm gonna need you
Oh.
to block for me after I inevitably upset Tim with my wrist.
well, you know who's upset? Justin Baldoni and
Tell us
Ryan
about
Reynolds.
Justin Baloney.
So the SNL event took place, and the couple, as in Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, decided to make a public appearance, and people are questioning that choice because the red carpets are optional. So at these events, you can go through the front door, you can go through the side door. They're not a mandatory thing. So they chose to be photographed laughing, giggling about in the midst of a sexual assault case, which that has been a point of conversation throughout this whole process, is that it feels like the crux of this is being glossed over.
Well, Ryan Reynolds was also featured on the show itself.
Yes. And so there was a cameo moment of Ryan Reynolds coming out of the crowd asking a question to Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
Mm-hmm.
And he says the line, "Everything's good. Why? What have you heard?" Per some internet sleuths and some confirmation from an Australian SNL producer, he suggested that line. So he was given a line, and during rehearsals, he changed the line. Now, we're unsure of what the original line was, and he said that they don't get controversial unless everyone's in on it.
Yeah.
So again, it's furthering the narrative of why are you trying to make light out of this case if your wife has so much anxiety over it, if you have suffered this mental, really these deep-seated issues on the back end of this movie, and yet you're on SNL, one, making a public appearance, laughing, giggling amongst your A-list friends, and two, now you're making a joke.
Kind of goes to show the hubris of Hollywood's power couple maybe flexing their muscles a little bit.
Mhm.
Yes.
Because there's a $400 million lawsuit here on the line, too.
Exactly, and a person to follow throughout all this who's been incredible is Candace Owens. I mentioned that. Kind of unexpected, but if you want a lowdown on what's happening, she has done her homework, and so a lot of this information I have, pulled from her videos that she's done. So then that was on Saturday. Well, amidst all of this, Blake Lively's public relations team, I do have a PR background, so this was interesting to hear, has been pushing out these HR complaints that, again, paint Baldoni to be this horrible person, talking about all of these things that he did on set to different women. And her PR team tried to have these released to publications from Daily Mail to TMZ to New York Post, and none of them fit. And that's pretty crazy considering the quality of some of the things that TMZ and Daily Mail is posting. It's not exactly foolproof, and they have no problem with the, detracting something or correcting. So again, it's further proof that no one's really playing into all of this, and it's heating up again. Justin Baldoni's lawyer also went on record discussing the SNL moment, and he just was saying, I don't know anyone that I know that has been or represented someone that has dealt with sexual assault, and their husband would be making a joke out of it, especially on a national scale.
Yeah, it's awkward. And then you have supposedly now Blake Lively has redone some of her litigation to where she's now protesting or proclaiming that there's multiple other women that will come
So
to not
those
only
are
her
the
defense,
yes, the HR complaints.
Okay,
Those are kind of wrapped up in a bow with that. But again, it's and another layer to this is they are not, as a couple, suing Sony. So this is where the movie tie-in comes. You would think that if they filed these complaints to HR and Sony saw this rap sheet of things that Justin Baldoni was doing, you would think that they would be frustrated if Sony just turned a blind eye to it and production went on as normal. But in all of the litigations, all of the filing, Sony is never mentioned as someone that is being sued.
well, the movie was called It Ends With Us, adapted
Yes.
from a Colleen Hoover
But
novel,
yeah.
and it has not ended. It has just been every month there's something more that's juicy going into
Yes.
this back and forth and this fight. And I don't know who comes out of this thing as the winner. I'm not sure yet, but right now the court of public opinion, it feels like, is not on the side of Blake Lively and
No.
not on the side of Ryan Reynolds.
No, and I think that was kind of building for a while in the sense of they were kind of losing their luster in Hollywood and in the public eye. But I think a lot of celebrities are going through that. I don't think it's just them. And I hesitate to say going through that because I don't feel bad in a way. But I think that this was an opportunity for people to kind of capitalize on maybe some feelings they already had towards these elites of Hollywood. And now they're trying to ruin Justin Baldoni, who was not a Hollywood elite. He was more
No.
up and coming, if you will. What was his net worth? Like 2 million compared to their
Yeah.
almost $1 billion.
It's not even close.
And so, what's interesting on that Sony note is that apparently Deadpool is set to be in a Spider-Man movie coming up. Have you guys heard about that?
Well, that seems like it tracks. I mean, they've
I
introduced
mean,
Deadpool into the MCU.
there were plans for there to be, but I don't think Sony signed off on it.
Well, regardless, that is a speculation as to why they did not go after Sony, is because they don't want to get involved in that aspect if Deadpool is set to have an appearance in an upcoming film.
Yeah.
So,
If you think of two characters that just, you look at the current MCU Spider-Man slash Sony Spider-Man, but if you look at the current Spider-Man and Deadpool, I mean, that's going to be a tough script to write there
yeah.
between those two. And I don't even mean with all the drama that's added on top of the toughness of that. But yeah, two tough characters to have interact in a scene and make it completely work. But with Spider-Man's innocence and Deadpool willing
Yeah.
to
I
go over the
mean, you
top and
got
everything.
one character being kind of sarcastic and quippy and bantery, and then the other character just being obnoxiously so to where they're breaking the fourth wall. That feels like it would just be a horrible watch.
It could be. It's depending on how many writers are on it as
Yeah.
well after seeing Captain America Brave New World. Hunter, you are seeing Captain America Brave New World tomorrow.
Mhm.
Have you booked your tickets? Because I'm worried it may be filling up. Have you checked
Oh
lately?
man, it's still the same. Still 2 people in that
Oh,
whole theater.
two people in the whole theater. Okay.
You mean there's 2 seats left because it's such a hot ticket?
Yeah, no.
I'm telling you, I've said it. Week 2 is going to tell the story of this one. Whether or not people really like you've had a lot of people go, it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It wasn't bad. I thought it was fine. I thought it was good. And we're going to see how well that tracks into week 2 because I'm not rooting for its demise, but I'm predicting that it's going to sink like a rock. So we will see. But you got your pick of the litter with seats at least
Yeah.
of where you want to sit. So that's good.
I have a lot of leg room.
All right. From one superhero to another, we are transitioning here to Batman. I do want to talk about a couple of super dentists first, though,
Love.
because there is the dental practice that I trust with my mouth concerns, and that is over at Alabama Dental Associates, Dr. Jeff, Dr. Brian, and Dr. Nolan, providing you all sorts of services when it comes to staying on top of your dental health. I will be there next week, looking very forward to that. Normally, Dr. Brian is just knocking me out of poker tournaments, and this time he's going to be knocking out any sort of plaque or fungus that I've picked up from the eBay box. And I'm looking forward to that as eBay
eBay.
eBay. Yes,
Yeah.
eBay is something that I'm going to have to potentially get it. I'm going to have to possibly do what Tyler's been telling me to do and fight this thing to the bitter end. I may have to take it to the Supreme Court.
Oh,
The
no.
eBay boxes have been that bad of a ripoff. But what has not been a ripoff for me is partnering up with the team there at Alabama Dental Associates. You can call them for yourself. Reach out and make an appointment, 205-956-8977, or visit alabamadental.com where they look forward to seeing you. All right, it's time to talk Batman. Tyler, how did you approach this list of 5 best Batman performances
Ugh.
over the storied career of this being presented as an on-screen event?
Um, so started with like some of my favorites, and then I also weighed in history, box office success, um,
Really?
how well the fandom seems to respond to that person as Batman. Um,
You really weighed all that stuff in. It wasn't just, these are my 5 and that's it, deal with it. It was very much like, I kind of want to look at every argument and see what I think is the strongest.
yes,
Okay, I
yes.
like
I,
that.
I I tried to come up with a more objective list, but I do think that there are some biases here that are gonna upset some people, and that's okay.
All right, let's see it.
All right,
Number
so
5.
starting off, actually, I've got 2 honorable mentions to knock out before we actually get into the meat and potatoes of my list. And starting off, number 7, that's the Batfleck, Ben Affleck. I think he was a great Bruce Wayne. Didn't really like what I saw out of his Batman, but I liked the bones of it. I think it could have done well in a different universe where Zack Snyder is unknown, not even heard of. A
Okay.
figment of your imagination.
Okay. Batfleck being there at the number 7 spot. I would have probably liked to get right into the 5 so we could keep the roster open as we go down the list, but I'm going to go ahead and take number 6 if you got it.
All right. Number 6, and honestly, mentioning this one at all is what's kind of controversial. I think the one that just misses the cut and gets a bit overhated is the George Clooney Batman in Batman and Robin. We were joking before the show about the bat nipples and the shot of the bat suits behinds.
Yes, the posterior.
Yes, the I don't know, I don't even know what to call it, but it's bad.
Bat butt.
It's an absurd movie. It shouldn't exist at all. But I think George Clooney sort of that movie embodies the campiness that Batman started out with a little bit and tries to modernize it. It doesn't really work, but he tries to be a sort of reinvigoration of the OG Batman spirit.
Yeah, Batman and Robin was very publicly rushed into production because they wanted to capitalize not only on the success of Batman Forever, but they got to sell some toys.
Oh
And
yeah.
this movie was all about selling those toys. And I remember as a kid not wanting any of the Batman and Robin toys. Being a giant Batman fan, Batman and Robin was the first movie I ever watched and said, "This is bad. This is not good." Like I was a little 7, 8-year-old, Roger Ebert there going like 2 thumbs way down for this. What is this? Because I thought Batman Forever was actually very defendable, very fun, perfect for my age. I was like 6, 5 or 6 when it came out, and I just absolutely adored Batman Forever and hated Batman and Robin and have hated it ever since.
So
And
you never bought any Chris O'Donnell figures?
no, I did,
Oh, you
but he
did.
was in Batman Forever, so I mean that
Oh yeah, yeah, he
yeah,
was.
that works there. But I did not buy any Poison Ivy figures,
Wow.
or that awful interpretation of Bane. Those figures,
Oh.
but so George Clooney being ranked ahead of Ben Affleck is going to
Mm,
cause some frustration with
yeah.
people. Um, I don't know how to justify that. I mean, I don't think George Clooney is nearly as bad as everybody else says he is. I don't think there's ever been a bad Batman casting. I really don't. There hadn't been a bad Joker casting until I feel like what we got from Jared Leto happened. But that's exactly why maybe Ben Affleck loses some points because his Joker was so awful that he just doesn't have that sort of iconic moment to look back at.
Also, this Batman, the Ben Affleck Batman, never got his own film to really shine. He was always chasing after Superman, and that's all we got to really see him do.
Yeah. All right. Now having heard 7 and 6, I'm okay with going to 5. Where are we at?
All right, number 5, from an actor that tried to embody the OG Batman spirit to the OG Batman spirit in Adam West. It's not my cup of tea, to be completely honest, but it's what started Batman. It's what brings Batman into the sort of cultural mainstream. And we can all picture the OG Batman, even if you're not a big comic book fan. You can hear the music in your head, the na 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 na, all that. This is where it started, and not including him on the list would be a disservice to the character.
That is all accurate, Tyler. And I really like the Batman television series growing up, watching the reruns. And I really like the Batman movie with Adam West as well. And the classic 60s Batman series, while it's not everybody's cup of tea, without it, Batman does not stay culturally relevant enough to end up producing some of the darker material that I think everyone wanted to revert from, sort of the lightheartedness of that television series. I know Adam West desperately wanted to be in the 1989 Batman movie, even playing Batman, I believe is what he was campaigning for. It's like, he was very much like Wesley Snipes. There's only going to be one Batman. There's only one Batman. Only ever going to be one Batman, and that wasn't the case. And but I'm glad Adam West made the list. They're in your top 5, and I'm thinking there's 4 spots left here, and there's going to be some debate and discussion here. I think with where we go with number 4.
All right, number 4. This is gonna break some hearts. So we all know I'm a Tim Burton fanboy, but I've never been that crazy about the Michael Keaton Batman. I think it is great, and it is what allows us to even have this conversation. Without this movie being made, there are no more serious superhero movies. They go straight back to colorful and campy. But this character allows us to have this conversation because without it, this this showed the studios that people wanted a darker take on their favorite superheroes and didn't just want to see the Super Friends. And
I
I do think it's a good movie. It's just not one I go back to often, and maybe I just need to live with that version of the character a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think that this is the Batman you grew up with is typically going to be the Batman that you revert back to as the one that you champion the most. And you miss this era of Michael Keaton as Batman. You probably know Michael Keaton more as, I mean, I know you love Beetlejuice, right?
Do love Beetlejuice.
But you have way more of an emotional attachment to Beetlejuice than you do as his Batman, and I'm the opposite. I care way more about his Bruce Wayne and Batman, which would be number 1 on my list. I think Michael Keaton is the best Batman Bruce Wayne combo we've ever gotten.
He's a great one.
And I'm glad he's at least in the top 4 in yours, but I think if you had been born 10 years earlier, you'd have maybe a different perspective on this.
See,
That's the way I feel.
See, it's funny you said the Batman you grow up with is usually your favorite.
Yep.
So I mean, technically, the first Batman movie I saw was Batman Forever, Batman and Robin. I should be attached to the Val Kilmer and George Clooney Batman, but
Well, you do have George Clooney ranked there at number 6, which I think a lot of people would find to be maybe too high. So maybe you're making my point for me here.
well,
But at least you didn't have. I mean, the fact that you have Keaton 2 spots ahead of Clooney. Let's think about that. Let's put that into perspective for a second and digest that. But I appreciate you being honest with your take. What do you think of Michael Keaton as Batman, Hunter? What's
I
your
didn't
take?
mind it. It was good.
Didn't mind it.
I didn't mind it. I didn't.
he went to you for help. He's like, please help me. Please don't let me be the bad guy here that just hates Tyler's List. And you're just like, nah, he's fine.
Okay.
He's passable.
The
Making
thing
my
that
point
gets
for me.
me,
You youngins are. Keaton is number 1. Now I'm getting a little bit hot under the collar.
the thing that gets me with his is the what is it? You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Yeah,
That
it's a
is-
great line. Yeah.
It just cracks me up. I don't know why it does. It
You
just
don't take
makes
it
me laugh.
seriously?
I just laugh every time I see it. I don't know why. Because like everyone in the room goes, like, "What are you talking about, dude?"
Oh man. Okay. Getting a little bit of Keaton back up in the chat, but I think you've worked with Jim Dunaway too long, which is why you're showing bias against the Michael Keaton Batman.
Oh, you kidding me? I'd love for Jim Dunaway to come and save me when I'm in trouble.
Okay.
You did have a fortune, and you actually declined his help.
That's a different situation.
EG.
He would have gotten me in bigger trouble.
Correct, EG.
Yeah.
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right here.
you can't see like Jim just like
No, I took it.
busting
away.
in to like knock out a mugger.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Anyway, just food for thought.
let's go to number 3. Who's better than Michael Keaton at number 3?
Number 3, it's a bit of a more recent version of Batman, but one that I think just really embodies the character, specifically the year 1, year 2, the early Batman, just getting his ears wet Batman, and that's Robert Pattinson. I think he is a decent Bruce Wayne at this point. That was actually one of my only criticisms of the Batman 2022 was that there didn't feel like enough separation between the Batman and Bruce Wayne persona in the film. But I do also see it as like sort of growing pains for his character. He's so far into, I've got to be Batman, I've got to be this protector for Gotham, that he forgets to put on the Bruce Wayne facade. Let me try that again. Bruce Wayne facade. There we go. And so it slips a little bit, and you end up with just two similar personalities that wear different costumes.
Yeah, I do think that we need to see more from Pattinson. He did not appear at all in the Penguin HBO series, which in hindsight is the right choice
It
because
was the right
it
choice.
worked out perfectly. I did think he was going to show up towards the end of the series, and his essence did, but he did not. And I do think there's a lot of room for him to climb, but we need to see more from him. We've seen more from every other Batman that you've mentioned. Even George Clooney's been in multiple movies.
Ugh. What other movie was he in?
He was in The Flash.
Oh, I still haven't seen The Flash. So
So was
maybe George Clooney could have been even higher on my list.
Michael Keaton was in The Flash as well. So anyway,
But yeah, I think Robert Pattinson embodies that year one world's greatest detective Batman.
Yeah.
That's the style of Batman I had been begging for years, and I feel like it was just delivered perfectly.
Pattinson is very, very good. And he even talked about here recently that this is the first time in his life where he's had male fans. Like he's only
I did
Yeah.
see that. Yeah.
Wow.
he's only had female fans his entire career, and then now all of a sudden he's like, there's a bunch of dudes that really like my work now. And like, that's weird. That's cool. So, there's that. What did you make of the Robert Pattinson Batman from 2022, Hunter?
I liked it because it was his, like Tyler was saying, like year one, year two. I think we'll get more of the more, you know, kempt Bruce Wayne in the second movie. I think, depending on how they go with it. I don't know if there'll be a time jump or not. Maybe it'll pick up right after where the Penguin left off. Well, who knows? I do know that Robert Pattinson said he did see the script already after months of waiting for that to be finished,
He
and he
said
said
he's excited.
oh yeah. So if he's excited, I'm excited. So
Yeah.
I'm ready.
He said he couldn't get into any of it, but that he's seen where it's going and he's very excited. So, you know, I think that there's going to be some huge presentation at some sort of convention that shows us the direction that this is going.
Absolutely.
hmm
And
Absolutely.
it's going to make our heads explode, probably. I want Court of Owls. I do.
Yes.
Yeah, same.
Like, I think everybody wants that. And it's something that could be completely fresh.
Well, there was also a mention, I believe it was in the Penguin series. It could have also been early in the Batman 2022, but we just got details on it. There was a bridge in this version of Gotham called, oh gosh, I'm blanking on it now. Anyway, name of the bridge is Hush's last name.
Hmm,
What's Hush's last name?
I can't remember off the
His
top of
name's
my head.
Thomas something.
Yeah.
I'm double checking this.
Don't know off the top of my head. Cannot remember. But yeah, could it be a tie-in to Hush?
Thomas Elliot. Yes,
There we go.
Elliot Bridge was the name of the bridge included, and somebody found this, pointed it out, posted it to Instagram, and tags one of the people working on the show, one of the writers, and says like, "Was this intentional?" And they respond and say, "Absolutely."
Mm.
So I think we are looking at Hush potentially being involved.
We shall see. Let's not hush and move on to number 2 on Lionel's list.
So you say we haven't seen enough Robert Pattinson. Well, we didn't see him in the Penguin because he was just too busy cleaning up, looking for those Riddler trophies. They're everywhere. We know that the Riddler leaves trophies around. So moving on from that, going to a Batman that finds Riddler trophies. That's the Kevin Conroy Batman. Greatest voice of Batman you could ever ask for. Just truly makes the character his. If you close your eyes and picture a Batman voice, just imagine it in your head. I always go Kevin Conroy with that classic Batman the Animated Series. I am darkness, I am the night, I am Batman. And it's iconic. So iconic that uh in 2001, after the Twin Towers were attacked, Kevin Conroy goes to volunteer and help clean up, help administer first aid. And at one point, somebody he's working with says, "You sound kind of familiar." And then he goes, "Oh, well, that's weird." The guy goes, "Are you Batman?" And Kevin Conroy goes, "Yes, I am." And then he does the whole, "I am darkness, I'm the night, I am Batman." And it brought a smile to that guy's face, even in such a dark time. So that's just the kind of role Kevin Conroy played in our culture. It's just like that's Batman.
Yeah, and him and Mark Hamill, right?
Mm.
Yes, Mark Hamill as the Joker, just absolutely amazing Joker voice. If you play any of the Batman video games or watch pretty much any of the animation, it is Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill carrying it.
I think I heard something about Mark Hamill not being willing to reprise the role of Joker without Kevin Conroy, like, being a part of the voice cast any longer, obviously due to his untimely passing. And, I believe that because those 2 are perfect for those roles and complement each other so well and
Yes,
really sort of make the argument for why it's so important for an iconic Batman to have an iconic Joker and vice versa. If we were doing a most iconic Jokers list, Mark Hamill would be in your top 5 for sure.
absolutely.
And it would be due to the fact that Kevin Conroy's that perfect balance on the other end too as Batman. So strong there. Batman the Animated Series. Are you a fan of it, Hunter?
I am. I played a lot of the Arkham games too,
Yeah,
so,
yeah, those
Arkham
You're in,
City
you're
was
in
like
good company here.
yeah, Arkham City was easily the best one out of the 3. Um, but yeah, they both bounce off of each other, him and Mark Hamill, so I
I
agree
think
with that.
Arkham Knight gets crapped on by a lot of fans, and I really like Arkham Knight.
I love Arkham Knight. I think it's the perfect end to that story. And I think part of the reason it gets dunked on so much is because the PC launch of it was just an absolute mess to the point where it was removed and then PC players couldn't play it for the longest time. And it was just a giant mess.
I don't think a lot of people loved the Batmobile functionality.
That was
The tank.
another issue. Yeah, the tank battles. They could have cut some of those out.
Maybe in the terms of the frequency, yes, but I actually I enjoyed them and thought it cut up the gameplay pretty well and diversified it. I want to get into number 1 here. I don't think it's any surprise as to where you're going, and I think it once again goes right into my argument of sort of that Batman you grew up with having that special place in your heart.
Yep, and that is the Christian Bale Batman from the Nolan trilogy. Um, I mean, this is just a great Batman. For me, this is the Batman that balances Batman with Bruce Wayne perfectly. Because you look at Christian Bale, just his face, and maybe it's the fact that he's also played Patrick Bateman in American Psycho. I see him as rich guy, prim, proper, playboy type. And then you also see him just take an absurd amount of punches, get attacked by dogs and thugs with knives, and you say, "Yep, that's Batman. He can fight off anybody." And I also think it helps that this Nolan trilogy, it might be a little controversial. I think it's got the best dialogue out of any Batman property.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm not sure that's even much of a debate.
Oh, really?
Minus, yeah, I don't think that's much of a debate.
Okay, cool.
No, in terms of most well-written Batman movies,
Yes. Like, well, just like the best
you're
lines.
taking the whole trilogy into account? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a very controversial
Yeah.
take.
Oh, well, all right then.
So,
I
there you
just
go.
throw out a nice cold take for you,
Yeah.
Mr. Freeze of takes.
No, I think it's extremely well written.
Well, I
Because
think yeah, I think it helps him cement him as Batman. So you
yeah.
got to have those good lines.
Yeah, The Dark Knight is the movie that is championed the most by non-Batman fans because they look at it as just being an excellent crime movie. So, not a hot take at all, Tyler. You're in safe hands there with that. Very, very mild take, which is all I can really ingest when it comes to like spicy foods, just the mildest of stuff. So I appreciate your take being that mild because it went down nice and smooth. Because the Dark Knight trilogy, it's very important and it's going to kind of lead into even more discussion here because we have some physical media to show off. We didn't plan it this way. I didn't know that Bale would be clearly Tyler's number 1, but it seems like that is the route that he's gone. And Hunter, for your birthday yesterday, you did a little shopping for yourself.
I did. I treated myself as you should on your birthday and saw on my email that I had a little coupon from Second and Charles. So why not go to Second and Charles, see what they have?
And I'm telling you, I could spend a fortune in there. I mean, it's a painful experience walking in there for me and my wallet. But tell us what you picked up because you sent me a text and I was like,
I
oh
did.
man,
I did. So when I sent you the text, I said I need to see the front of that steel book. So I found a Dark Knight Steelbook. Beautiful, beautiful. The back of it, even better. Love that.
Ooh.
Has
Yeah.
both discs in there. The way that they have them in there, it's very nice
Does
and
the
stacked. It's great.
You may not want to show the digital code.
standard cover have the tumbler on the, or not the tumbler, but the bat pod on the front as well, or is that
I
a
think it's
special to the steelbook?
the poster where it's the burning building with the bat sim.
That
Oh,
sounds right.
yeah,
Can I
that
see it?
sounds right.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I don't know if this is
Oh,
a
that's sick.
good shot for everybody, but
That makes me more mad that that replica bat pod sold out in my cart and we don't have it in the studio.
gotcha. Do we have a shot right here? Is this one right here that we can show off?
Yeah,
Yeah, let's do that. I don't know how well that's showing up, Tyler, but you can let me know. But
lighting is always an issue.
maybe an issue,
here,
especially with
but,
steel books.
But
But
as far as framing, it looks great.
this thing's very nice. It's got a good weight to it. This is the Blu-ray edition of the steel book. I know they've been releasing 4K editions, but great artwork there. I am just out of I just don't like showing digital
you're
cuts for some reason. But
Wait, why is that an issue?
Somebody could steal it and then Hunter
yeah,
doesn't.
I don't think it's
occasionally
probably
dig it up.
active
I
anymore.
technically
It
already
probably
have the-
isn't.
But
already
I
have a
just
digital version of it, but it's all good.
Oh, it gives you a digital version of the.
Mhm.
Oh,
that you can download. But I don't. I just typically don't show off the digital codes. I don't know. Just call me old fashioned. But yeah, good special features there with Heath Ledger's makeup on display. But there's been lots of physical media surrounding the Dark Knight, especially, and the Dark Knight trilogy. And I wanted to share some of my collection as well. You inspired me, Hunter. This is very nice. I do not own a copy of this, so
Oh.
that's a great find.
Yeah.
I've got a little Dark Knight factoid that I think EG would appreciate.
let's hear it, Lionel.
All right, so Heath Ledger's Joker, he licks his lips a lot,
Yep.
and during production, that was just a way for him to keep the makeup from hardening to where he can actually still talk. But
Interesting.
in another movie made a couple years after, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Barty
Yes.
Crouch Jr.,
He did the same
he
thing.
starts licking his lips, and that was just inspired by the Heath Ledger Joker.
No way. That was a big tell too in that movie. Interesting.
There's some in the chat that are continuing to slander Michael Keaton as Batman, and that is incorrect.
Oh,
Michael
no.
Keaton is the best Batman ever. But Charles is right that the Bale Batman voice has not aged.
Yeah, no,
necessarily the
I
best.
do agree with that. I think
Yeah.
it starts off pretty good at the beginning, and then later on, it's like somebody, like he said, just told him to dial it up even more.
Kevin Conroy, Christian Bale Batman voice.
Oh,
Anyway.
if we're talking voice, yeah.
Yeah, voice. Talking voice. Okay, so part of my collection is I have the 4K Ultra HD box set that has all 3 movies as a part of it. I picked this up on, I want to say it was around Christmas, like 2 years ago. It went on sale for like $20.
Mm.
Wow.
And I
that's
got
really
this.
good.
It's now, you can now get it for 50 most places. I'm sure you can find some different deals, but I think on Amazon currently it's at 50. But it's got the 3 movies all in 4K Ultra HD. This is my favorite Batman movie of all time. This is Batman Begins. And standard 4K disc there, but it's got the Blu-ray and the 4K, which is nice. And then Dark Knight, this has what was on your disc
Mhm.
of the close-up of the makeup. And then on the back, it has the Bat Pod there.
The marketing specifically for The Dark Knight was, I think, some of the best marketing they've done for a Batman movie.
It
With
was
like the
great.
little
Oh,
like
yeah.
political buttons and stuff for like, Harvey Dent, and then they had like, the ones for Joker and stuff like that. I thought it was pretty cool.
I just broke my 4K, by the way.
Are
No,
you serious?
You did
Yeah, I
not.
did.
How?
Well, I opened it and it snapped off the bottom restraint, so now I have a loose 4K. That's awesome. Glad I did that on camera.
Okay.
And then we have
Okay,
Dark
so
Knight
I
Rises.
thought you meant like you broke the discs at
Yeah,
I
first,
didn't break
too.
and I was like,
I
no.
broke the case.
Okay.
Broke the case, which is
But-
also near and dear to my heart. But
Well,
it's okay.
at least it's a case that's a part of a trilogy, and has a bigger case.
That is correct. I'm scared I'm going to do it again. Anyway. And then Dark Knight Rises, the 2 discs. And this is nice. These are the best ways to watch this movie at home, the 4Ks,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's what Chris Nolan says all of his movies. If you get the 4K version of his movies, it's like the definitive
For sure.
way of watching his films.
And it
He,
comes in this
he
nice
definitely would
slipcover.
say that. Do not stream my movies.
This is very nice. Like this very much. But I've got something I cherish even more when it comes to this trilogy.
Huh?
The anticipation.
Oh.
Oh.
It's a
Oh.
box.
The Dark Knight Ultimate Collector's Edition on Blu-ray.
Ooh.
This comes box within boxes here, and I'm going to open this bad boy up. Show you guys. This thing has, first of all, it comes with the actual vehicles from the 3 movies. So it comes with the tumbler there, so you get that. EG's like, what am I watching? It's got the Bat Pod,
Oh, sick.
and then it's got the Bat, which is, it also comes with a stand there.
That's sick.
So you can put this on there, but this is from Dark Knight Rises. And all of
Was
those are
it was
metal.
called The Bat?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't remember that. I need to go back and watch Dark Knight Rises.
Yep. Christian Bale, your favorite Batman.
Oh, that's also my least favorite movie out of the trilogy by far.
That's fair. We agree. I'm being a little. I'm still got some Keaton salt.
I know
You
you're
I would,
salty.
though.
I warned you about this like well over an hour before we sat down to film.
You told me there would be something I didn't like. I didn't realize it would be something I really didn't like. But anyway, I'm okay. I'm gonna get over it. It also comes with this book, which I really like, that has all these like high quality stills from the movie.
That's cool. I like the back of it.
So like, oh my, okay, I almost showed the high quality still of him carrying Rachel Dawes out in Batman Begins, which we know that like you may not have been able to find the George Clooney version of those. But anyway, that's a whole nother argument. But anyway, Batman Begins, if you know, you know.
That's cool.
But no, it's got a bunch of production stills and stuff here, all like in this glossy fixture. Here's Dark Knight. There's all kinds of stuff behind the scenes that is featured within this. Let me tell you, this collection is on sale right now, I believe for like $30 on Groove or something like that. And if you can get it at that price, I think Walmart has it right now on sale potentially. This is great. This is high quality, glossy stuff. I don't love Anne Hathaway's Catwoman, but I included that in here because EG's a big Anne Hathaway fan. So you need to watch Dark Knight Rises. You would be a fan.
Okay.
And then the movies are presented in this
Oh wow.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, that's sick.
hardcover for each.
Dude, that's wild. I
Yeah.
love that.
It's got that. So
I am buying
Yeah,
this.
yeah, that's better than my
Batman
current
Begins.
Blu-ray trilogy that I
That's
have
why I
right
let you
now.
go first.
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
then-
You got the 4K though.
Do I?
Didn't you get the 4K or
Of
is your
that? No, I have like a
Oh.
actual trilogy of like, but it's not 4K, but it comes with like a art book. It's like concept art.
I
And
got
it's-
you.
Yeah, about the size of your phone. It's super,
I'm telling you.
super tiny.
If you can get your hands on this, it's awesome. And I haven't even told you the best part. Tyler, I believe I sent you a photo of what you get within the box.
Oh, yep. I forgot to pull it. That's on me.
If you're good, no, you're good. I'll give you some time to get ready for that. But while you're getting that photo ready, I will tell you that this whole collection includes 6 discs, including the 3 movies, and then it also has a bonus disc that features an interview with Christopher Nolan and Richard Donner on there, which is really interesting. It's got a 76-minute documentary called The Fire Rises about the making of the trilogy, and it also came with these Mondo prints that I have framed.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've got the picture up now. Got like 5 different prints from Mondo. Those are sick.
All showing off different villains from the trilogy. And I have these framed at home and hanging on the wall. So I could not bring them in. But it also includes a letter from Christopher Nolan in there that's been printed with a signature that's been reproduced and printed. But it's really nice. It's really great. And it feels very personalized. And I'm telling you, if you're a fan of this trilogy, I think 4K is the best way to watch the movie, but this is the best box of goodies that I've seen with all the stuff you get within this little tiny white box. And they make the most of it. And it made me such a big fan of Nolan because, like you were saying, Hunter, he put so much effort into making sure all of his physical media releases are up to par. And he's one of those few directors that actually has a hand in being able to make sure that the stuff that goes out is really quality. And there were no corners cut on any of this. It's limited edition. There were only, let's see here, 100.
Oh, it's a numbered edition?
It's a numbered edition.
That's even better.
141 and 141,500 have been made of these boxes. And I highly recommend if you can get your hands on one, especially at the rate that they're currently selling for, with physical media maybe not being as in demand as previous times. And every year that number seems to be going down, it feels like. Now's a great time to get your hands on it before there's maybe somebody that gets wise and realizes that this is an absolute steal. But
The only thing that isn't perfect about that set is that the letter from Christopher Nolan is printed and not handwritten by him and like sealed with a kiss.
right. It's not, delivered on horseback to you once the
He
set
doesn't
arrives.
personally deliver it to me
Yeah.
and like let me ask him about Batman.
Yeah. No, I highly recommend it. Look, if you can get the 4Ks for sure, if you see these go on sale, especially because this is the best way to watch the movies. These don't have any of the bonus the extra bonus disc material that the Blu-ray trilogy has. So that's good stuff, and those Mondo prints are beautiful for sure. So check that out there. That is our recommendation, but it all was sort of spurned by Hunter's birthday. So thank you for passing on the birthday love and inspiration to us all here on the Meltdown. That's going to do it for us on today's show. Join us again tomorrow, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern, and let us know in the comment section below your favorite Batman performances. We would love to hear who you would have on your top 5. As for me, it would be Michael Keaton number 1. After that, we can start to talk. But Michael Keaton would be in the top spot. Robert Pattinson has a great chance to continue to move up on that list, but I need to see more from him for sure. But he's definitely in the top 5 already for me. I was not low on Val Kilmer. He wasn't high for you. I
Yeah.
Nah,
not low on Val Kilmer. I thought it was a solid
he's
choice.
not bad,
Yeah,
but he's not good. Like he's just kind of nothing for me.
yeah. I mean,
But so is that movie, to be
I
fair.
want to see the Schumacher cut of Batman Forever before I fully have what I feel about Val Kilmer's Batman performance. But um, I think in the discussion for me, right there in that top 6 category would be Val Kilmer. No Will Arnett love on the show today, Lego Batman, voice of Lego Batman, but I think we all like what that role is. It just doesn't really compete with these other Titans. So that's where we're at there. Let us know in the comment section below what you think. For EG, for Hunter, for Tyler, I'm Tim. We appreciate you being here on today's show. We'll see you again tomorrow. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell.